That was rather embarrassing. But seriously, good evening, fine people of the internet. So, yes, as the title implied, you cannot spell affiliate without lit. So, I don't really have an itinerary in mind for tonight. I'm just deciding to drink a bit, thank you all, and talk about what I'm planning on doing in the near future. Maybe I might switch to a game if I really start floundering, but we'll see. So, first for the greetings, Dual Boar, JC, and Saint Gold. My people, happy to see you all here. And I'm glad you like the background, JC. This is actually a free asset that was made by the wonderful Lou, also known as Layla XH. Her link should be in the description of my Twitch page. If you would not only like to peruse it, but also possibly even use it for yourself. Which I would recommend. It's very nice little asset there. But at any rate, so we are going to. Well, the first order of business is really thank you all for supporting me enough to actually make it a Twitch affiliate. This could not have happened without your support, your viewership, your chatting, and now your subscriptions. So, yes, for the first little while I had some trepidations about monetizing just because I didn't think I was worthy yet, but when I got the letter that told me that I was qualified to become an affiliate, that was sort of my sign that maybe I can make something of this. Maybe I should take them up on the offer. And so I did. Thank you very much, Elliot. I'm glad you could arrive here. That said, I still have quite some ways to go. So, full disclosure, I've actually been qualified since the middle of May, but there was some weird financial jank that I had to sort out before being able to properly accept my invitation to the affiliate program, but obviously that's been sorted out. As a matter of fact, I actually did my onboarding last night, and I was going to do a celebration stream. I was going to do this very stream last night, but the problem was there was just too much going on, too many other streamers playing, just too many streams that everybody else would not want to miss. And as a matter of fact, there's actually quite a bit of overlap right now, but I figured it's somewhat of a slower night, not quite as many events, so to say, happening, so no point in delaying any further. Might as well just go live tonight. Doesn't matter. Have to let the people know anyways. Valraven, happy to see you. Yes, apparently when I spend time with you, it all comes back to alcohol, as you would expect of a host. But, yes. This time the roles are reversed. You're the spectator, I'm the performer. Doesn't matter. Valraven, I see. My mistake. I don't recall if your name, I don't recall if your name got pronounced during the stream or else I missed it, but thank you for the correction either way. I sincerely apologize. I'm only like 2 sips in and I'm already fucking up people's names. This is a good sign. Whether that's sarcastic or not remains to be seen. So, yes, this is embarrassing to admit, but I'm actually starting with flavored seltzers for the night. I'm sort of easing in a bit. Slash, I was a bit too lazy to make a Jack and Coke at the moment. But later in the stream, if I get up, I will make another one. So, enough waffling. So, I believe the first order of business is I should probably sell you one while you should subscribe to me now that I'm affiliate. And in all honesty, it's not much, but I do have one little ace up my sleeve that I will show you right now, assuming I can work OBS quickly. Image. Just give me a moment to bring it up. Just looking for it in here. And there we go. So, this right here. At the moment, this is your main incentive to subscribe to me. This little emote right here. I call this Drank, for what should be blindingly obvious reasons. And as a matter of fact, there you go. JC's actually been demonstrating it quite a number of times so far, but there it is. Yes, indeed, a chug. Although, as said, it's somewhat false advertising at the moment, but again, I will switch to it later in the night. But yes, so, if you're wondering who was responsible for this wonderful little emote, well, allow me to credit her. Yeah, on second thought, I don't remember her Twitter handle off the top of my head, but this was drawn by the wonderful Yoro Yo-Yo of Shiriri Productions. As you may recall, she was selling emote commission slots a few weeks ago, and I decided, well, hey, I've already qualified for affiliate, so why not hit her up? Because, obviously, I can only afford so many subscriptions, and I can't exactly show up to every stream of every streamer. So I figured, you know what, that's a good indirect way to support her. Why not? Although, so yeah, this is the main one. This is your bare basic tier 1 emote. However, I will admit it's the only one that I'm properly, it's the only one we'll discuss at the moment, because the thing is, I've actually bought several emotes off of her, but obviously I only have so many emote slots available in the beginning. But hopefully I can, if I do a good enough job streaming and people decide to support me, then of course, yep, just like that. Let me move this. St. Gold has subscribed. Wow. That's some real bro shit right there. Thank you, man. Yep, using it right away. Perfect. Yes, indeed. Epic subscription sound. So, funny thing is, I've actually had that prepared for a few weeks. But, yep. Yes, indeed, Rocco, that is correct. I don't know why. Like, you obviously don't think I'm the sort of person who says lit, but it's just fun to say. It's just dumb fun. Sometimes these things happen. But yes, finally, my subscription alert has been revealed to the public. I will say, I'm really proud of the alert little jingles I came up with. You've heard, you may have heard the follow jingle a number of times, but of course, I was going through a bit of a spell where Streamlabs was sort of shitting the bed. You couldn't hear emote sounds at all. Or, no. You couldn't hear alert sounds at all, that's right. I think I'm going a little too... I'm drinking a bit too fast here. That said, dual bore, that is a very nice selection for the night. Perfect celebration drinks. But yes, so, bottom line, I have several emotes around, in reserve, ready for your consumption. But of course, I only have so many slots. Although that said, I might as well show off the other two that are technically available now, but I strongly doubt anybody will subscribe at the higher tiers. To be honest, I don't think, I find it very, I'm very grateful just for if you decide to subscribe at tier 1. I'm not going to force you. Yep, Val, we all have nights like that, not to worry. We all need a break from that. My break was the rest of this week, so I do not blame you whatsoever. If you gotta relax, you gotta relax. But of course, this is my celebrations, of course, I'm going to have a few. Because why the hell wouldn't I? And Saint, I know that feeling all too well. So it was the life of that was pretty much my life in between when I realized bounty hunting wasn't going to be a viable career versus when I started my music teacher gig. Those were not fun days, but I'm past them now, so no harm, no foul. Plus, I made it to this world, and I'm managing to entertain a bit, so fuck it. Doesn't matter. But yes, so to show off the other two emotes that are technically available now, but I do not expect you to plunk down for them. Again, I will bump these down to the lower tiers once I get enough slots, but obviously that may or may not be slow going. All depends on you, fine people. So, let's show you the other one, the one that's more reasonably priced. So, I believe it was this one. Observe. This is the second emote that is available now. At the moment, tier 2, but once again, I will bump it down to tier 1 as soon as I can. This is Yabe. So, one of the main disadvantages of being stuck as a PNG is that there are a lot of aspects of myself that I consider critical to my brand that I simply cannot conveniently show off quite yet. And this expression right here, along with another emote that has yet to be publicly revealed, I consider these my main brand. I fucking love hiding my eyes. I love this sort of expression. It looks cool as fuck, regardless of whether it's the angry, whether you're upset, or just feeling smug like you're about to attack somebody. I love that sort of expression. Hence why, if I were to move around, I would be showing it off quite a bit. So consider this a bit of a preview for that. So, again, very nice, but I don't expect you to pay $10 for this, so you can hold off. I will not be offended whatsoever. Again, tier 1 is enough. And finally, this one I will probably never, this upcoming one I will probably never bump down to tier 1. This one's going at tier 2 at best, no matter how many emote slots I get. The reason being, I think it's somewhat of an embarrassing emote to have, but it was somewhat popularly demanded by my inner circle. But I will show it anyways, because technically it's already available. But it has a pretty hefty paywall behind it. Which, again, I do not expect anybody to want to spring for. As a matter of fact, I beg you not to spring for it. This is not quite the image I want to show the world. But, again. Behold. Last one. I call it Oolala. So, I think, yep. This should probably speak for itself a bit here. And again, this is, not quite the image I want to present to people, so that is why it is currently at the highest tier, and why it will never go to tier 1. You want this emote, you gotta pony up. Although, that said, I would rather you not. Please don't buy this emote. So, as for why I decided to pay for that if I was embarrassed by this fight, well, I wanted to pay the full 5 slots that Yora was offering. I certainly love that woman's work, and I wanted to support her. So, and then the other aspect is I did not really have a 5th idea, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. But yes. That said, someone rather special to me also is rather fond of this expression, so that is another reason why I decided to keep it public, despite my trepidations. So, yes. Bottom line, that's the last publicly available emote, and once again, I implore you not to buy it. And with that, so, yes indeed. Let's see here, what am I forgetting here? Should be, oh yes. So, pardon me, trying to gather my thoughts here. So that is about, actually, no, I think that's actually about, all I really had on my mind as far as trying to sell you on the subscription. But if that's enough, then it's enough. If it isn't, then I understand 100%. Other than the fact that, obviously, by deciding to hand me a subscription, you will be actually directly supporting me and my endeavors as both a streamer and a musician. So, as a matter of fact, that will be step 2 of the monetization process once I believe I'm ready for it. I don't recall whether or not I've announced this publicly yet, but at some point. So you all know, not that you would know by the fact that I've kept the stream silent besides my voice, but you all know that music is my main thing, so if I am to monetize myself further, that would be my main reason why. I eventually plan on doing music commissions. So, once I figure out how to exactly set that sort of thing up, I will be offering my services to you, assuming I am worthy of that. If you look on my music YouTube channel, my YouTube channel specifically for music, you'll see my work so far, both my demo EP and every just miscellaneous song I've released so far, which is quite the variety, of course. I do believe there are a number of genres that I think I'm worthy to write music in. So, yes. I'm not ready to do that quite yet, of course, but should you, if there are enough requests for it, I will open that avenue up. And now, finally, I actually remembered one other thing I wanted to speak of, now that I'm affiliate. You may notice I have point redeems as well. Which, obviously, nobody has enough points to make me do anything particularly interesting. To say nothing of the fact that I actually haven't come up with that many redeem ideas yet on my own. But I do have 2 of them, 2 unique ones. So we will discuss them right now. So, for 500 points, line requests. Because obviously, the hot thing is just making the streamer say dumb things. So I decided, rather than do a bunch of specific ones, I decided to just have one blanket line request redeem. That said, 5,000 was a bit of a bullshit point amount. If you think it's too expensive, then let me know, and I will be more than happy to change it. We will, see. If... we'll experiment with it a bit. And then there's the other one, which I believe is, significantly more of an effort. So, for 10,000 points, as a reward for deciding to spend a lot of time with me, as a reward for spending a lot of time with me, you will get a free song, free 30-second song, custom made, to your parameters. Because I figured, again, music's my thing, plus I'm not really accepting commissions quite yet, but I figured, you know what, I might as well give a free sample, so to speak. You want to see what I can do for you, custom music-wise, outside of just what I've publicly released already, then there you go. You spend enough time on my streams, I will make you a song. A very brief song, obviously. But a song nonetheless. Yes, feel free to do that, Val. Would appreciate it. That said, yep, of course. That was my intent. Gotta give you some incentive to hang around here. Besides just, getting better at streaming. Which is, that's going to come with work, but at the very least, it's kind of a cheap way to make you hang around, but if it works, it works. So, that said, obviously, that's, not that many unique redeems, so I might as well open the floor up very briefly. If anybody else has any ideas as to what else I should be using my redeems for, I am fully open to suggestions. Because obviously, you, the viewers, are the ones who will be redeeming the points, so I would say your opinion matters a lot. Not that it didn't before, but especially in this case, where I don't, I guess, that is a clever redeem idea, but first of all, you're right, and that it would be bad for my liver, but also, imagine if I have something to do the next morning. Or, no. If I do have something to do the next morning, I can simply disable the redeem. Silly me. You know what? I'm writing that down. Take a shot. Perfect. Don't mind me, just writing down my notes. There we go. So, first redeem idea down. Take a shot. Why the fuck not? Alcohol is my brand, so why not live up to it? Unfortunately, that one would be a little harder doing because I believe I've disclosed this before. Slash, you would know this if you saw it on my music streams, but I actually do not play a physical guitar. I pretty much strictly use a guitar sample library for my music. So that would require me to have Reaper open, but I suppose it is. Pre-baked one, yes, of course. So sort of like a soundboard idea. Sure, why not? We'll add it to the list. Yep. Whatever works. Ideas are ideas. So, yes. But yes, besides my two custom ones, again, nothing all that interesting otherwise. Just all the standard stuff. Although, of course, oh yeah, I forgot about randoms. I forgot to go to unlock random sub emotes for free. Silly me. So, yes. I suppose if you, I just realized I gave you a pretty major shortcut into sharing the embarrassing emote. Oh well. You add to my watch hours by doing that, so I guess it's a win-win. So, yes. I suppose that's more or less all I have to say about the current affiliate features. So, from here, let's see, trying to think here. There's certainly an idea. As much as it pains me to do this, I will still add it to the list. Yes, indeed. And this reminds me of a little fun fact about me. So, little fun fact about me. There is a particular piece of promotional art that I have that I actually never revealed to the public. So you all know my life-to-be mama, Meowry Art, who was responsible for the form you see in front of you right now. So, fun fact. She, when she handed over the files for the live-to-be, she also included what she called a reference sheet, which turned out to simply be a reference sheet strictly for my expressions. Slight problem, though. She, didn't really know me or my content or my general demeanor all that well. So, for want of a better term, the expression she included looked rather, well, dorky. Because, of course, she had no way of knowing that I'm a rather grizzled, manly gentleman. So, not quite what not quite the image I had of myself, so that is why I didn't share it publicly. But it is what it is. And as a matter of fact, one of the expressions was what could charitably be described as basically being a toned down ahegao. So, yes, that was basically the final straw as to why I decided not to share the sheet publicly. Because, no, sir, not what I'm after. At least not before a minimum of, I would need a very high BAC to start actively making that expression willingly. Yes. Not what I'm after. So yeah, don't expect me to make that on stream once I actually get the live ID. Not happening. Not unless it's really, really, really funny. Which I suppose is a fair enough reason to do anything, really. Because it's funny. Just like jumping into a stream without an itinerary. And drunk on top of that. Incredibly silly idea, but that's just how I roll, apparently. So, yes. Content. Anything for a laugh, anything to pad out my watch hours. It is what it is. So, yes. So I suppose I'll, before I decide what exactly to do next, I might end up, I think I'll just very briefly open the floor to questions. Just any random question, whether you mean, future roadmap, fucking requests for the, future content, questions about me, just anything your heart desires. Congo, pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining this fine little celebration, which has yet to get going. Yes, can't spell affiliate wildly, no. So we operate on your time. Yes, dead on time. Way to awaken traumatic memories in me, Shiso. But, yes indeed, Congo is on time no matter what. We operate on his time. It's his world, we just live in it. But, yes, dead on time. Yes, I suppose, it was fair of you to dive into my stream, so you can go ahead and kick your feet up and relax. Because you're in my territory now, my dear Shisho. Revenge is a dish best served with shitty puns, is it not? So, yes. Let's see here, so, yes, at the moment I just got finished, explaining, what features my channel has now that I've hit affiliates, and now that I'm finished with that explanation, I elected to open the floor for questions. Just, any random question about me, or my future, or just anything in general. That may come to your mind. Because I'm still trying to decide on, what to do after the chat section of the stream is finished. So I'll probably pick out a game to play. But it is, entirely up to you, fine people. Yes, indeed. How long is my hair behind my back? Yes, indeed. Very long, as a matter of fact. I would say, if you see, roughly, I would say down to the midpoint of my arms. Let me see. Okay, I don't have an obvious way to show it, but it is indeed rather long. I could just break out my PSD and transparent, make everything transparent, but that would probably make a rather cursed image. But actually, no, I have a half comparison. Andy Bogard from the Fatal Fury / King of Fighters series. That is about the length of my hair, as a matter of fact. So, yes, while I do tend to compare myself to Terry more just because I'm closer to him as a character, I would say that is your best estimate of my hair. Either that or Exard Kai once the ponytail comes loose. That sort of length. Alright, moving on. Strength Gold. Any cool plans you want to do but might seem too big or might not have the resources for just yet? Well, I would say my big ambition in that regard would be doing more collaborations, because obviously I would say my collaboration with Congo yesterday was a absolutely rousing success. Gave me a lot of confidence. It made me realize just how fun they can be. So if I were to say any goal that I can't make happen yet, that would probably be it. Because first of all, that would require me to actually get over my shyness, so to speak. Because obviously, if you're something of a small fry streamer, it is sort of very intimidating to ask other VTubers for collaborations. Because obviously, there's only so much that you can, only so much you can offer as the lesser party in the equation. But obviously, Shisho had different ideals for his collabs this month than that, hence why he asked me on, and hence why we ended up, hence why he asked me on, and why he is doing what he's doing. But it succeeded, so I have confidence. As for who specifically, well, there are actually a number of people that I would like to collab with. Obviously, if I can make it happen, obviously Nectarine would be my number one choice for collaboration, but of course the woman's rather shy, so that would take some negotiation. Drek, go ahead and lurk. That's absolutely fine. I'm glad you showed up anyways. But yes, a lot of people I want to collab with. As a matter of fact, Shisho's collab with Thief earlier that I was in for the very beginning of. Thief actually has quite a bit of charisma. I would be more than happy to collab with them, especially in a fighting game context. They seem to be a rather good sparring partner. While we're on the subject of fighting sparring partners, Shimada Targer would also be an obvious one. As again, she's more or less the one of the bigger names as far as fighting game VTubers, so makes enough sense, right? Maybe Hinin Gao as well. Just spitballing names here, possibly. But of course, there's also Carmine, Rocco, possibly, let's see, of course there's also music VTubers I could potentially collab with as well. But again, plans. Just gotta think this through a bit better when I'm sober. But yes, next question. That was a long answer. Do I have a preferred time slot for streaming in general, and do I have a timetable for music other than as it comes? So, that is an interesting question. So I generally have 2 time slots that I like to aim for, assuming nothing else goes wrong. Plus, / is a gorilla stream. So my usual preferred time for streaming is 2 p.m. EST. Mostly for the reason that it's a very, generally an agreeable time slot for a lot of people. It's not so early in the morning for PSG, and it's roughly European prime time, so if I can make that happen, I generally do like to stream at a time that's friendly for as much of my audience as possible. And Harriet, I'm very happy to see you. Thank you for coming. Just thank you again. Very I believe it's rather late for you, so I'm actually surprised you're still awake, but I'm so flattered you came, so thank you very much. Thank you for coming. But I guess, so 2 p.m. EST is one of my preferred times, but the other one is 7 p.m. EST. For generally the reason that it's generally a rather comfortable time for me to stream, / it's generally a more of the American demographic, / the Americas. A lot more people are available around that time. Because of course I can't neglect what is, in a broad sense, my home audience. well, my home audience as far as this Earth goes, obviously, nobody in the High Gain Kingdom is watching live streams, but this is, the East Coast is indeed where I'm stationed in this world, so gotta look out for them too. And F. Shaggy, thank you for arriving as well. Thank you, appreciate your presence here. Very, glad you arrived. And now for the second half of the question. Timetable for music other than As It Comes, unfortunately I do not. So, I do believe that's, it might be a bit of a problem creatively, but I actually, don't tend to set deadlines for myself as it is. I don't generally, I prefer not to let the creative process get stifled that way. However, that is a double-edged sword because no deadline means no incentive to really hurry it up. To really, start, hunkering down and, getting things finished and just getting things done in general. Although, as I say that, I do, as I said that, funnily enough, when I do write a song and I have a good idea, I generally do keep it on the short side, and I do sort of rush through the process just to ensure that something comes out, just to have the content out. As a matter of fact, my latest song died in my comfort zone, which you may have heard already. And if not, it's available on my music YouTube. Link is in the description. It is I made that in about 4 or 5 hours, I think, because I just wanted the idea to like I just had an idea, so I just wanted to work on it, just coalesce it, and then just have it finished while it was still relevant to my mindset. Which is, funnily enough, pardon me a moment. It's actually a similar story to, if you recall my song Silence, the sad orchestral piece. That I managed to crank out in 1 hour, simply because I was just inspired for the wrong reasons and just wanted to get my feelings out into audio form. And I simply managed to accomplish what I wanted to in a mere hour. Yeah, amazing things can happen when you've decided. Great things can happen when you're in the wrong state of mind and simply want to exercise your demons, as it was. So, yes, thank you for the kind remarks, Zero Carlos, and I'm glad I answered your question in a satisfactory way. So, backtracking a bit, the last question I got for the moment was from JC. Do I prefer to kill with knives or an alternate weapon? So, this actually ties back to a remark I made a few minutes ago about my current PNG simply hiding what I think are critical parts of my character, just who I am as a person. So no, knives are not my favorite weapon. As a matter of fact, out of the ones I wield, they're actually my least favorite weapon. Like, don't get me wrong, I like close combat, but I don't like, knives don't really leave you a margin for error, as it were. To say nothing of the fact that, obviously there's throwing them, but why would I do that? I have a gun. So, my favorite weapon is actually my axe. So, yes, there's a little known fact about me up until recently when I started commissioning art pieces. The fact's that my favorite weapon is actually an axe. I like wielding axes. I just find them to be the most fun weapons to use. Gale, welcome to the stream, but I have several questions about that. I'm not really a pistol whipper. And, Saint, that is a fair point, but, again, that said, you do have to retrieve your knife, and if you miss, that leaves you at a severe tactical disadvantage. See Cody in Street Fighter. That's always, rather a irritating little thing to do. Gun knife. If only the weaponsmiths in my world were quite that creative to mash those weapons up. I suppose I'll have to talk to my local blacksmith about that. Granted, he'll probably look at me like I'm insane for even suggesting it, but it's an idea. Clever Congo. Obviously, I'm talking about literal axes, but of course, metaphorical axes, that is indeed rather fun to use. And yes, it would be rather nice if I had something like I believe it was Kiss who had a guitar custom made to look like an axe. That would be a rather fun item to use. Pole arms. Dual bore, I don't actually think I've used a pole arm before. It's rather strange. Okay, I don't know why Congo's message got censored. That should not have been filtered. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I suppose I should have fiddled with the settings there a bit before stream, but what are you going to do? And of course, the first thing everybody mentioned was the Final Fantasy VIII Gunblade, which is rather silly, although I will admit it's rather cool. It would be nice to experiment with that at least once, but I don't think I would make that a regular weapon of mine. At any rate. Yes, that is correct, Congo. You cannot rely on bots. I believe we discussed that a bit yesterday, or 2 days ago, your time probably, but in any case, we did discuss that together. And no, you cannot rely on bots, but at the same time, I do not have proper moderation. As a matter of fact, my only appointed mod is actually still live at the moment. Daishima is my only appointed mod. But of course, that's a problem. Unless you actually hire mods, you cannot really get people to stay for a stream the entire time. Because I simply don't believe I have fans that are quite that loyal. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yes, that is rather nice. Let's see, did I miss anything? No, I believe I'm caught up. Fantastic, fantastic. So, yes. Suppose that's a plan for the future. Although, funnily enough, while we're on the subject of cool-looking musical instruments, I almost forgot, that's probably a good time to bring up again that I actually have a, I actually do have a weapon, musical instrument of my own that I actually regularly use back at home. But, it actually isn't, ready, it's not quite ready for me to show you off at home. The luthier who was behind it actually allowed me, back at the very beginning of my career, long before I came into form in this particular look. On my Twitter, I actually shared a musical instrument, which I suppose I'll look for the link and link it again really quick. And in the meantime, let's catch up on questions. So, Congo asks if I would be able to beat a bear in a fight. That would depend on the bear. Because if it's a bear like Charlotte, I would win rather easily. Because she's just too cute. I believe I could probably defeat her rather easily. Not that I would want to fight her in the first place. She's just too nice. I don't want to do that to her. As for more aggressive bears, that would depend on how well armed I am and how much liquor I have in my system. I mean, yes, I'm sure she could. I'm sure she is strong, but at the same time, I don't believe she is formally combat trained. Because I would like to remind everybody that I did go through proper bounty hunting training. I am a licensed bounty hunter. That did require me to learn to optimally use weapons and what you could properly call martial arts. Not that they resemble anything that looks... Not that they resemble a martial art that's common in this world, but yes. Yeah, short answer, maybe Charlotte, but not, probably, as for any other bear, that would depend on a lot of factors. Alright. And next up is St. Gold asking, speaking of lore, am I going to do a lore dump stream? Absolutely, if they request, if people are interested in my lore, then I would be more than happy to. Although that said, as a matter of fact, maybe I would probably have to stick to the minutiae of my world and just more mundane sort of aspects of it. Because as for my own personal story, well, let's put it this way: I'm willing to talk about the world that I come from and how exactly I managed to cross over into this world. As a matter of fact, I've done that before, but not in a while. But yes. As for my own personal story, I suppose I'll give you a little, I suppose I'll drop a little bit of a hint as for what exactly I haven't planned. So, obviously when I get my Live 2D, I will be doing a debut stream for it. Obviously, I would try to make it as fancy as I could with the resources I have. And as part of the debut stream, I do indeed plan to give you a little more formalized little glimpse into my past, tell you my personal story, and let you know my life story up until I started streaming for you. But again, that's for the debut stream. If you want to know that, you're going to have to wait for that. But as for other details about our world, I would be more than willing to tell you. So, next question. Valravn, how tall? That is a trade secret. I will say, though, I am between 5'6" and 6 feet. Not the tallest in the world, but also not a complete freak of nature. Sorry if that didn't satisfy you, but no. I don't believe, bluntly, I do not believe my height is any of your business. So, I'm afraid, I will have to leave that to your imagination. Dual bore, what's the biggest gun I've been trained on? Well, the thing is, the firearms industry in the Hygang Kingdom is not terribly advanced yet. Flintlocks are basically all that are available at the moment. Granted, there's a decent variety, like you say pistol in this world, and that can mean any number of guns, but no. As it is, it's still more or less all flintlock pistols that are, just, they may look different, they may have slightly different features, but functionally they're more or less the same. It is what it is. Obviously, there's only so much you can expect out of a kingdom that is barely starting its industrial revolution, of course. Liftshiv, do I have a blunderbuss certification? No. As a matter of fact, I don't think blunderbusses, maybe they're in the prototyping stages, but no, I don't believe they're not publicly available yet, as far as I know. Another from wants to know if he's told that another man. I mean, nothing stranger things have happened, but as for me myself, that could, it's a mystery. Again, I'm sorry for the unsatisfying answer, but there are some things that, there are some cards that I simply must keep close to my chest. I can't have you, knowing all my secrets. To say nothing of the fact that I've, there are certain aspects of me that I've, revealed that my, Chrono Mage buddies would probably not be happy that I revealed, but anything for content. Plus, I managed to talk my way out of any serious punishment anyway, so it is what it is. Anyways, doubling back. So, I'm about to link in the chat after significant delays. I got a bit sidetracked. This is my musical instrument. I could probably just show it right on stream, but I do not have faith in myself to transition scenes at the moment. I am rather inebriated, but yes. I will show you my instrument again in certain cases, because if you've been following me for quite a while, then you've seen this before, but this is indeed my instrument. It is still a work in progress. Hopefully I will be able to show you the finished project eventually, but for the moment, this is about as best, the best I can show you. It is lit by magic, Shiso. So, the glowing bits you see there are actually crystals. So, the funny thing is, I believe I've mentioned this before, that I actually don't play physical instruments. Which is why I generally stick to playing in digital audio workstations in this world. But obviously, my kingdom being what it is, those don't really exist, because computers don't exist, much less music software. So, this is my solution. This is actually an automatically playing instrument right here. It is called the Everything Instrument in my kingdom's native tongue, which I am too drunk to recall at the moment. Because obviously it's several instruments rolled into one. I believe it looks nice. The sounds it can produce are limitless, if I'm being honest. It can magically imitate any other instrument that I can imagine. Because that's how it functions. But, yes. it is automatically playing, assuming you turn the crank you see there. That's pretty much all the work I have to do. The wonders of magic. So, Gale, get your mind out of the gutter, please. At any rate. So that's about all I have to say about. For my one pose, I break that out and shred. Well, it would be both by. Well, in the unlikely event I get to get put in a fighting game, that would be something nice to have, but I wouldn't consider it really a dream. In my hypothetical appearance in a fighting game, my intro pose would be starting this up, setting it aside, then taking a step out of my flask and doing a little trash talk, after which I put the flask away, whip out the axe, and we begin fighting. As for the wind pose, I would indeed take another sip of my flask, put away my axe, and then pick the instrument up again and allow it to play as I walk off. So, in other words, you are correct in multiple ways, as a matter of fact. So yes, I kind of like fighting games, and that wasn't obvious. Come to think of it, I think that might be what I end up doing if we transition to a game. We will play a fighter. Most likely either Accent Core plus R or Dive Kick. For the sole reason that those have reliable enough netcode that I could probably just have people come in and challenge me. And have a good experience no matter where they might be. Because, of course, this is a rather spread out crowd we have here. You can't rely on delay-based netcode to help give a good experience, no matter what. So that's why those are my options: either plus R or Dive Kick. And of course, yes, I'm sure you would be pleased because, as we've already established yesterday, you do wish to begin a tournament for this game. And as a matter of fact, I've actually kind of been itching to play it again, if the opportunity would show itself. Although, of course, it doesn't have the most active online scene, so I can't exactly just jump into random lobbies and pray that random people would be able to play. Plus, depending on the scheduling, there's no guarantee that my viewers would be able to show up either. But, again, I suppose it is up to the dear viewers. And with that, we open our second drink. Rest in peace, your ears. I saw it go into the red. That was my mistake. But it is what it is. This is a drinking stream, after all. Let's see. Trying to think of. Did I miss any questions? Does anybody have anything else to say? Or yes, that is indeed correct, Shisho. So, what sort of drinks do you enjoy? That is a fantastic question. So, there's actually a wide range of liquor that I like. So, what I'm currently drinking from the beginning of the stream is just amusing myself in with some flavored seltzers. So, specifically, what I'm drinking at the moment are truly punch drinks of various flavors. Not the manliest choice, but it is. I like my drinks to be flavorful. If my aim is not strictly to get blitzed. So obviously, drinks I can do both are rather nice. Which brings me to there was a period last year where I was on a serious max proof grain alcohol kick, 96%. And my preferred way to consume it was to make a cocktail based on grain alcohol, blue curacao, and pineapple juice. Assuming you mixed it correctly, it was absolutely delicious. And it also got you absolutely fucked up. But of course, I was in a bit of a financial situation, so I couldn't really always afford the additional accoutrement, so eventually I just got lazy and mixed grain alcohol with fruit punch. And that was a mistake. I drank that constantly, and it was fine at first, but then eventually it stopped getting me drunk and simply started getting me nauseous. So, I think I can, I don't think I need to explain why I ended up stopping drinking grain alcohol. There are times where I miss it, but on the other hand, you can't really drink that sort of thing all the time without dire consequences happening. It is what it is. So, before I forget, Dual Bore, yes, I'm glad you enjoy the instrument. My luthier did a fantastic job on it. I think it looks amazing, and I can't wait to show you the finished product. As for Spelljammer, I don't believe I'm familiar with that name. Is it a game, a show, board game? You'll have to enlighten me on that. But back on the subject of drinks, there was also, obviously, there's a reason that my, D&D setting, good to know, I'm not, too familiar with spaceships. Well, stranger things have happened, I suppose. There have been stranger matchups out there. But at any rate, obviously, you may have noticed that it is a whiskey bottle that I'm drinking in my emotes that I sold you at, that I tried to sell you on at the beginning of the stream. And that is because if I were to go to a bar, that would be what I would drink. A Jack and Coke. That is my personal favorite strictly to get fucked up sort of drink. Because, so funnily enough, the reason I started drinking it was, this was around the time that, the famous Lemmy Kilmister passed away. And, there was that large movement to rename the Jack and Coke to the Lemmy. Which, as far as I can tell, was not very successful, unfortunately. But people are stuck in their ways, of course. I decided to try it on a whim, as a tribute to him. And then it... Lift Chev, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Glad to see you, sticking around. But yes, so I tried Jack and Coke on a whim, and I actually rather liked the taste. Because, obviously not everybody's going to like Jack Daniels. But... you can mix, if you mix a lot of things with Coke, I will be open to at least, drinking it. Because, as for, it's funny, actually when I first began drinking, yes, of course, because, of course, Lemmy was a fantastic musician. I would almost, go as far as to call him a role model of mine. Something of an idol. That is sort of, he's my benchmark, as far as, people who actually lived in this world go. For, people, like, he's the epitome of cool as far as I'm concerned. That's just the sort of man I aspire to be. Because, of course, while he did, live quite a fast-lane lifestyle, he was still a very kind-hearted man. Still, very supportive of people, just always looked ahead. Never had that big of a head. You talk to him in interviews, and he was just a really down-to-earth man who just happened to drink a whole hell of a lot. That is why, I would say, that's the man I aspire to be, is the, bottom line I'm trying to get at here. As for whether or not I am that way, that is for you to decide. But, yes, back to the drinking, conversation, because I'm actually not done. However, should I not have Jack Daniels in the house, usually the chronomages I live with also really like Tito's vodka. Which, so, up until I started drinking that, I actually didn't have the best of experiences with vodka. But one time I drank it as a main drink for the night, it gave me one of my exceedingly few hangovers. Like, proper up at 6 a.m., stuck in the bathroom, with nausea hangovers. That was not a fun experience, and largely my assumption was that it was because of vodka. And it was not until later that I realized it was because I barely ate anything that night, and pretty much did absolutely nothing but drink. So, of course I was going to have a morning like that. But I have long since changed up my tactics. I know how to prevent those nowadays. Plenty of water, a full meal before bed. That's my method anyways. But, yes. That said, generally the chronomages told me that if you were to try vodka, it would probably should be, Tito's was their recommendation. Although, ironically enough, they say that, but they actually get really irritated with me if I drink too much of it. Because it's their liquor, and they are rather possessive of it. Then again, I'm rather possessive of my Jack Daniels, so I suppose I'm can't really give them too much shit for it. It is what it is. Yeah, kebab after drinking all night. I actually don't believe I have any places near me that sell kebabs. That said, I am absolutely open to trying them at some point, but again, rather limited selection of ethnic cuisine where I am. At any rate, Trailer Park Boys. I've actually never watched that show, but it's actually been on my list for quite some time. For what could arguably be somewhat of a petty reason. So, there was this one review I read of it online of somebody who was fond of the show, and they basically called it an adult Ed, Edd n Eddy, which made my eyes light up because that was my favorite cartoon as a child. So, anything that reminds me of that would probably be well up my alley. So, yes, it is on my list. And Gale, you are 100% correct. That is, as a matter of fact, when the Chronomages took me out drinking, occasionally, generally, like obviously before this whole Corona business ended up happening and just completely ruined social lives. What we would end up doing was, if we went out drinking for a night, usually one of our last stops would be some sort of greasy spoon that was open late enough to eat at. Which, on a bad night, would be Denny's, but on a good night would probably be one of our local sort of diner, late night diner sort of ideas. Assuming we didn't cheap out and just get McDonald's or some shit, but yeah, options are options. And St. Gold, now that you mention it, I think Ed, Edd n Eddy also influenced me a bit. Maybe not to the same extent, but I do believe it gave me my taste for rougher aesthetics, like art styles that are less polished, scratchier, and generally more exaggerated. That would probably be its big influence on me. Because, of course, while it's still a great show and still holds up, generally my humor has pivoted to other places. So, that said, I'd still need to rewatch that show and relive some childhood memories, but that's another matter. But yes. So, I actually still wasn't done with the drinking question, so, last remark. Here's the very last remark I have. So, I will leave you with the very first regular drink that I had. And probably a lot of the reason Jack and Coke became my regular drink now. So, the very first drink I ever regularly ordered was Captain Morgan and Coke. Because that was a recommendation of one of the Chronomages who looked up for me and brought me to a bar here when I first entered this world. They, because obviously I was still young and inexperienced with drinking, other than the obvious illegal snuck beers and all that. So, that was their recommendation because they specifically compared it to drinking something vanilla flavored. Which I would be inclined to agree with. I actually did rather enjoy the taste of it. But then I started drinking Jacks and Cokes, and that was more or less the end of that. If I ever find my way back into a bar, I might try it again just to relive some memories, but yeah. That was still largely my beginner drink, for the most part. And with that, that's the end of my spiel on what I drink. If anybody else has any recommendations for what else, any other drinks to try, I am more than open to it. Because I do like to expand my horizons, somewhat. I do like just exploring in general, just, they say you only live once, so it is sort of vital to explore and, try new things, just, not stay in a box. Just, keep experimenting. In a lot of ways, that's what life is about. So with that, Anybody else have any questions? Any other comments? Any other remarks? Or maybe even ideas on what you would like me to do on stream. There's something I might as well open the floor up to that too. What do you, dear viewer, want me to do on stream? Because I have noticed that we've been more or less running on what I want to do, which of course is, in a lot of ways, the only way to do it, but at the same time, your opinion does matter, and I do care about what you want to see, so if you have any ideas as to what you would like me to do on stream, I would be more than happy to hear your ideas. Have I tried mead? Unfortunately, I actually haven't. See, the reason being, obviously it's a hot thing to drink back in the Hygain Kingdom, but I don't actually drink there all that much. If I want to drink, I tend to come over here. Music snippets from me. Corpse style listen-alongs. Now there is a brilliant idea. I'm surprised that did not occur to me. Wow. There's Shisho looking out for me again. Yes, indeed. Listen-alongs. Because, now that he mentions it, this actually would be a good time. That would actually be a good idea for streams every now and again. Just album listen-alongs. Like, if I can find full album playlists of certain albums that I grew up with, commentate on them. That would actually be rather brilliant content. I think I could really make interesting content out of that. Plus, just give you a little glimpse into my mindset, if you will. I don't know about the rest of you, but I really like Shisho suggestions, so I will indeed write it down. Then again, Corpse is indeed rather a smart woman to take ideas from, so it is indeed quite the avenue to go. And music snippets. Actually, now that you mention it, so those of you who were familiar with the early phases of my career, especially the first month when I didn't have my proper bounty hunting attire on, you may recall that I did almost nothing but songwriting streams. Which is, on one hand, I stopped doing them just because I wanted to broaden my content a bit, make it a bit more accessible to non-musicians, but I will admit part of me misses doing it. So, and that is, Senko, that is indeed another issue. Just the fact that there are not many musicians that are out there, especially not that are also into VTubers. Not the Venn diagram with the largest crossover, if you will. So, that said, I do intend to bring them back if I can. Electromaster, welcome, Meister. Electromeister, not Electromaster. Entirely different words. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a drink and a half in. But either way, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you. But yes, I do eventually want to do songwriting streams again, should the inspiration strike me. And also, you may recall that when I was selling myself early on, I did mention that I wanted to do music theory lessons. And as a matter of fact, my very second stream was a music theory lesson indeed. That said, I've held off on that because I didn't really want to teach that sort of thing when I was in my teacher's uniform. I just didn't want to present myself that way. So I think I'm going to save the music theory lessons. I do intend to do them 100%, because I do want to have you, I do want you to be able to understand my songwriting streams a bit more. To say nothing of the fact that I want you to maybe try your hand at writing music yourself. That would be a rather large compliment to me. So yes, I will eventually do tutorials, but I think that will probably wait till after my live today debut. Yes, if that's what you've wanted and I've disappointed you because I pivoted away from that, please rest assured, I will go back to that content eventually. You'll just have to wait until I'm in a somewhat better position. But it will happen. You can rest assured. So at any rate, so yeah, those are my rough future plans. Yes. Yes, I agree, Congo. I'm glad to have you confirm that that's a smart idea. Because again, there's only so much I can do. There's only so much you can do when you're stuck in a still form, as it will. To say nothing of the fact that I do need to build up my confidence a bit more, as far as just speaking live in general. So that is what it is. And yes, I can imagine you probably did take a bit to build your brand. That is the sort of thing that you can't really do immediately. As we've gone over, there is several aspects of myself that I have not been able to share on stream quite yet. So I do entirely understand that mindset. But yes, I will. I do want to have a bit more of a content spread because obviously, lately I've been doing nothing but games as well, with the occasional fucking drunk ass Zoxid on. So obviously there's only so much you can do. That's a bit of a box to put yourself in. So yes, eventually I will spread out my content a bit more. I will do my absolute darndest to try to be a bit more variety and supplement my music abilities as well. Nekarine, hello. I am very glad you showed up here. I am very flattered to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Everybody say hello to Nekarine. She is yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the shit here. She is indeed my favorite streamer, my Oshi, if you will, and gave me quite a bit of guidance in the early days. So yes, if you recall my debut stream, she is actually the reason that it didn't end up being a complete disaster. Because if you recall, when I first opened the stream, that was it was just a crunchy bunch of bullshit, which was not. That was absolutely humiliating. That absolutely devastated me. But then along came Neko. She gave me advice. She helped me fix my shit, and that's probably a lot of the reason you have me here right now. So yes, thank you very much for your remarks, Neko. I'm very, very, very glad not just to have you here, but to have your assistance and your support. That's a lot of the reason I try to give back to you, because I do want people to check you in as well, because you are very, very important to me. So yes, I do. So yes, so most of the chat is very familiar with her, but those of you who are not, I do implore you, on your own time, please check out Nekarine. She is a fantastic streamer. That said, I will admit up front, I don't usually admit this out loud, but the thing is, she's good only slightly cursed content. I was getting to that saying. So I will admit 100% that Neko is not really for everyone, but if she clicks with you, she fucking clicks with you. So that's why I implore you to, at the very least, give her a chance. Because she marches with a bit of her own drums, but if you can look past her quirkier aspects, I do believe that you will find easily one of the greatest indie VTubers out there. So yes, please support her as well. Please. Yes, that's an idea, Shiso, maybe. Yeah, once the shirtless costume comes in, I'll try it out. That's gonna take some doing, though. My mom is a busy woman. But maybe in the future. Especially if I get enough support. Which reminds me, there was actually one other monetization avenue that I was thinking of doing, but I, for the moment, decided not to. But I suppose I'll run it by my viewer base and just see if they are willing. So, a lot of the reason I didn't immediately jump, the reason I didn't immediately do my affiliate onboarding and become an official affiliate was because I was having some financial issues. Those financial issues were actually my business PayPal. I made a bit of a mistake connecting it to a certain account, and it froze, so that took a bit to resolve. However, since then it has resolved, but I am terrified of connecting that account back to that. I'm terrified of connecting my PayPal back to the account that got me in that trouble. So as a result, so you may have noticed that so yeah, spitting it out, I'm thinking of adding a donation button, but again, I did not want to seem too presumptuous, because as far as I'm concerned, trying to sell you on subscriptions was kind of bold enough as it was. I felt like I was pushing my luck just mentioning that I had subscriptions open. So, I do not have a donation button yet. I'm still considering adding one. That said, I would still rather get approval from you for that first. Because obviously there's no point in having it open if nobody's going to add to it. But at the same time, I actually have been asked a couple of times whether or not you can support me. Because obviously, I'm not quite ready to release my music commercially, so that is one avenue. Plus, the other broad plan I have was I was also planning on eventually opening up music commissions. I said that already at the beginning of the stream. Sorry, Liquor Brain. My mistake. But yes. So, yes. Monetizing or not. You don't have to answer that right away, but yes, that is my dilemma at the moment. I'm not sure if this is enough monetization, this is enough avenues to support me, if you even want to support me, or whatever. Yeah, I'm getting a bit blitzed here. I'm tripping over my words now. Which is probably my cue to move along. As for what I'm going to move along to, remains to be seen. Let's see here. Oh, I see. Yep. Alright. So I suppose I will move on to a game, because why the hell not? Question is, which game? So, the three options I have in mind, one of which would require viewer participation, the other two, not so much. So, my thought was, I was thinking of either opening a dive kick lobby and seeing if anyone would challenge me, or else, either that or plus R, but as an alternate avenue, I might also swallow my pride and try to, give Rosencrantz Celette another try, either the first game or its sequel. But that is up to you. You will have to let me know. Let's see. I wonder about something. Nope. I was wondering if I had the ability to start a poll, but if I do, I cannot find it. And I do not trust my liquor-pickled brain to even be able to do that. So, yeah, no, I'm not sure where to go from here. You will have to state your opinion. Taking a brief look. Seeing what is up. Actually, on second thought, I think, then again, there's always the possibility that I can just simply leave it here. But, fucking, that's, entirely up to the rest of you. Give me a sign, give me a sign. Because if not, I'm just going to pick an option randomly, but, oh, that would explain why. Forgive me for my insolence, Shisho, I'm sorry. Standing is indeed rather important. So at the moment, I'm having a dilemma. I'm trying to decide on whether or not to. So I have three particular things I want to do. So, option one, end the stream right here. Option two, open dive kick and attempt to open a lobby just to see who wants to play. Or option three, attempting to play Rosencrantz Celette again. Which would be extra painful considering I'm rather liquored up. Oh boy. Of course, the Shisho would want me to, I'm not surprised the Shisho wants me to, try the thing that would, require, self-improvement, but, yes. Sure, why not? You know what, we'll go back to the first Rogan Croy Celeste. Speedrun, let's see how much progress I can do before the hour's up. Why not? But of course, to do that, I have to give a bit of a setup. So, yes, Rosencreutz's, that is what we're doing. So, pardon me for a moment. While I change categories, open the game, and all that, as usual, when I need to do something, I politely ask you to wait a damn minute, and I will be right back. Let's watch the intro real quick, why not? Except you cannot see the intro. Give me a moment, please. There we go. Yep. Yep. Let me turn it down. Let me know if that's too quiet. Or too loud. Either or. Alright. And with that, here we go back at motherfucking Rosencreutz's Celeste again. Revenge on my nemesis here. So, obviously, don't expect true late skill, but it is what it is. Actually, before that, I need to buy my controls. Probably should have done that before. Let's see. There we go. Alright, there we go. Pardon the rather mundane beginning, but I am playing this with my arcade stick again. You will recall that my first run through this I was playing on a pad, but I have switched to stick. Alright. So, arcade mode, we're just gonna jump right into it. No point in playing the prologue. Alright, so we are going to play this stage first. Because if I recall correctly, it was the easiest. So, yes, let's see how much I've improved. Slash, how much I remember. Little rote memorization test, why not? Bastard. I thought I could duck under that. How kind of them. Extra life right off the bat. There we go with the silly German again. So yes, in case you, that's one of this game's major gimmicks, is that pretty much everything is in German. Rather bad German, according to, what, the, German speakers I know tend to say. Congo, yes and no. So, there probably are some mines here and there that look like this, and, the, woman, like, there are several characters who do look like Deadringers for people I know back in the Kingdom, but I don't think the world in general doesn't look quite like this. Because, of course, it would be a rather strange coincidence if somebody managed to nail down the look of my home kingdom without actually having been there. But stranger things have happened, of course. Okay, tactical mistake there. Yeah. Funny how, yeah, no, fortunately it isn't, to say nothing of the fact that, apparently there is indeed something of a robotics program here. Which is, definitely, not something you see in, my home kingdom. Because, as I mentioned, we barely have industry. And no, we don't even have golems there either, so... It is what it is. Whoops. Shit. Okay. Yeah, no. Took me a bit to remember the pattern there. So what do I do? Take another drink. That is a true recipe for success right there. Yeah, this game was enough of a nightmare silver, so what am I doing? Playing it drunk. The things I do for content. And yes, they really do, JC. I will mash, and it will work. No, I'm not. God, this girl does not shut up. That said, I would be rather open to playing the, that's not too strange, is it? I could have sworn that there was, at least a couple of characters I'm familiar with that have that sort of design. Brilliant. This was a bad idea. I should really not have listened to you guys. If I get game over, we're not sticking to this. There's going to be nothing but pain. Except for, with one exception. If we get a game over, I will play one stage. There is one stage I will play. And I will show you. Shit, how about hit me? Shit. Yeah, no. There we go. Shit, I forgot the extra life. Boy. Yeah, don't expect a winning run this time either. Yeah, like I said, this boss gave me enough problems sober. I was really, not the smartest idea to attempt it. Blitzed. You know, it would be really nice if this was more like Mega Man 2, where they had at least one boss, well, Mega Man 1 as well, where they had at least one boss who was weaker than usual to the standard buster, to the normal attack. Shit. How do I dodge that? Son of a bitch. Nope. Alright, so that's the end of that. I will instead, yep. Of course, the cute little Mega Bomberman tribute. So yeah, if you watched my first run through of this, that's sort of a gimmick of this game, where the game over screens reference other games. The mods for that run are over on my VOD YouTube channel. You can go in the description for that, and I highly recommend it because I will say, my first run through of this game actually is probably one of my prouder streams. That was the first one that I feel honestly had any real proper entertainment value for anyone besides musicians. And it was also responsible for possibly my best Twitch clip. That rather infamous moment that I can semi-recreate right now. And it involves going to this woman's stage. Observe. I will show off this stage real quick before we switch to doing something else. So observe. If I go right, this is a death trap. Shamelessly just trying to trick you into just bashing your head against a wall. So, all these signs telling you to go right. You go right, it's a death trap. However, observe what happens if I go left. When I first came to the revelation that they wanted me to go left, I was, to say the least, not happy about it. My reaction included quite a number of four-letter words, let's put it that way. Also, do not go for that A-tank. I will warn you that ahead of time. But now I will show you the rest of the stage, just to show you it was somewhat of a front-loaded stage we have here. Ariel, fashionably late, but it doesn't matter. I'm so glad you showed up. Well, that was smart. Yeah, that's the, this will probably be a good time to mention that, my main weakness with arcade sticks is that I'm still, I have trouble holding just straight left or right. I seem to always accidentally hold up left or up right, or the other way. Yes, I am playing with an arcade stick. That's just, it's mostly an attempt to try to get used to, playing it for all sorts of games. But, that said, I don't think playing with a stick is for me. I'm planning on switching to a all-button controller, like a hitbox or something along that line. Just to see if it suits me. Alright, so, you want to know what happens when I try to pick up the E-Tank. Congo, allow me to show you. Now again, don't go right, death trap. They want you to go left. Observe, Shishu. It's another fucking trap. The level designers for this particular level were really going for the jugular. They wanted you to die. A lot. Before you figure out the gimmick. If by fantastic I mean pure fucking evil, then you are correct, Shishu. But yes, as I tried to mention and failed to demonstrate, this stage is actually relatively easy once you, outsmart the gimmicks. Which I will demonstrate right now. Ah, that's right. I need, other items. There's actually an achievement for picking up all the coins in this level. The problem is, I believe I need, platform upgrades for that. Because this game is a Mega Man 2 sort of formula where if you beat certain bosses, they give you additional platforming options. Item 1 and 2 equivalents. This game is rather shameless in its inspiration from Mega Man, if that wasn't rather obvious by now. But yes. Yes, you need to slide there. Okay, be careful. As you may have observed, avoid that too. So, that was another wonderful little death trap they had, just to see if they can catch you. Warnung. I wonder if that's even actual German. Because that would be rather shameless if they ended up just not working that way. And observe this. A straight up copy of Metal Man stage. And yes, observe, yet another death trap. this stage is very cruel if that wasn't obvious by now. Yeah, they had to show mercy in some areas, so might as well be that. And one last little F you there. I'll take that over fucking whatever that was, though. And now the actual door to the boss room. That is correct, Ariel. That is probably exactly the mindset the developers of this particular game had. But it is what it is. So, I will attempt to beat this boss, and if not, I'll switch back to the chat screen. Ah, yes, this was the boss who was weaker than usual to the standard shot, but yeah, no, I don't think I'm getting her. Indeed, I'm not. Because, yeah, that's another thing about this game that cranks up the difficulty from Mega Man. The contact damage is insane. So, yeah, needless to say, I'm not the biggest fan of this game. Yes, that is correct. Shiso. This game's pretty ridiculous, but that is indeed why I decided not to continue playing it. Why I didn't finish the first game and decided not to continue the run. It was not worth the price of my sanity. So, with that, unless anybody else has anything else they would like to remark on, any less things I'd like to comment on, any questions, requests for the future, I would say, we will call that a stream. And if not, then I would like to, once again, thank you all very much. Not just for coming here, but for coming to any of my streams. And simply allowing me to reach affiliate status, make something of myself, actually somewhat monetize, because I will admit I did not think I would reach a point where people would want to actually throw money at me, especially not this early on in my career. But the option's there, and I could not be more grateful for it. I could not be more grateful for all of you as well. So yes, onwards and upwards is the theme of tonight. Yes, indeed. Once again, we have only hit another new beginning. This is not the top by any stretch. I will keep pushing. I will improve myself. So if you excuse me for being a little more candid here, there are a number of people who did not have quite as much faith in me. And I will admit, it is my intent to prove them wrong. As I said on Twitter the other night, I will succeed. I will make music. I will ingrain myself into the scene. I will make friends that will hopefully last me a long time to come, if not the rest of my life. I will make something of myself. I will. I will. I fucking will. That is the theme of this stream in general. Just, yes, thank you all again. That's what kept me going when I read the criticisms, the naysaying, and just temporarily entered a bad mental state. I had to remind myself, I do have people that have faith in me. I do have people that want me to succeed in general. That want me to. That want to lift me up. That want to support me. That do want to see me succeed. I will promise I will do my best not to let you all down. I will succeed. Or apparently Sam will beat me up. That's as good a motivation as any, I suppose. Although I'd like to remind him that I am combat trained, so good luck doing that. But the sentiment is still there. I will do my best. I will fucking make you proud. So with that little bit of schmaltz out of the way, I believe it's time for us to select a raid target. And if I recall correctly, there should be a number of people on at the moment, so we are spoiled for choice. So, we have Koragi, Serena Penguina. Wow, you're real fashionably late, Di. We're just wrapping up here. Well, I don't particularly want to defend myself from that, so that's not an issue. So, yes, Leon and Alice. That was actually who I was leading to first, because, as you all may know, they're actually having their own drinking stream at the moment. So, why not? Let's add to the liver poisoning. Let us raid Leon and Alice, and yes, Di, it did go rather well. Nice turnout, good numbers, good times, good questions, good ideas for the future, just an absolute successful stream. And I could not have done it without all of these fantastic viewers. I could not be any happier about my progress. And with them by my side, with you all by my side, I will succeed. So with that, I will throw up a goodbye screen, I will prepare for the Leon and Alice raid, and I will bid you all a very good night. I will see you very fucking soon. See you soon.